It's Operations Section Chief with Rocky Mountain CIMT3. Today is July 3rd, Gold Mountain overview. Let's start down here on Alpha. Good day yesterday with the folks working on the structures up to Lake Lenoir, and they had a very successful day. We'll move into operations to look at moving into Division Bravo from that Lake Lenoir up to Cutler Creek. And that's where we have that Bravo Charlie break, the two divisions here. So that Cutler Creek has really been a very important piece for us to try to put together. Very steep topography, rugged. We've had some crews put some time in there, working helicopters, doing some bucket drops, and we're trying to bring that Cutler Creek piece together to tie that in, we would call it, so then we can progress forward. It's hard for us to progress forward on that Charlie area until we tie that piece together, whether we go direct through the drainage and piece that together, or we bring it down a little bit and go around the topography features. As I mentioned in the past briefings, the firefighter and public safety is super important. So that rough, rugged terrain, we can get folks in there, but how do we get them out? So that plans into our planning purposes on how we're doing this. So we're moving on Cutler Creek today, trying to come up into Division Charlie. Division Charlie around Baldy Peak, we have some fuels treatments from the past that we're trying to tie into, and looking at areas of opportunity here on Charlie to tie into Division Delta, where we can use some heavy equipment, masticators, dozers, to give us more of a topographic features and fuels features on our vegetation. As far as we move from that conifer down to the brush grass component, we can move a little faster, have better avenues to hold it. If we get out into the grass features, the vegetation features, it's more advantageous for us to move around Delta here and kind of lock that up. So those are operational periods out farther. We're just putting the pieces together, getting our plan in place. So once we have the resources that we need, we can get in there and move fast as the fire dictates. So coming into Division Delta on 12, obviously that County Road 12 is our primary. With the fields up here, the vegetation change, we can maybe move closer. So we're looking at all options as we get into Delta Hotel Break. Cow Creek, we had some progression north of Cow Creek on the Delta Hotel Break. So we're keeping in check with the fire north of County Road 12 and that Cow Creek junction. And then moving into Hotel, we're looking at areas of opportunity as this fire progresses where we can put lines. We don't want to put lines in and then have to go back. So we want to make sure that we put lines that are going to be primary. And if we can come closer, we can also come closer. So we're looking at areas of opportunity to come into the Cimarron area and tie that in with vegetation, natural barriers, things like that. Moving over into Branch 3, we got Division Papa here. So the fire's not over the Cimarron. And so we're looking at Silver Jacks, and we got some structures up there. So we're building our plan on there if this was to come over, how we can tie things together and be proactive versus reactive. So we're getting a lot of work in there with some resources, doing the structure assessment, structure protection. And then we've created a division uniform here. And so they're doing a lot of scouting around the High Mesa area. Like I said, the fire's not over there. We're just getting out in front of it, doing a lot of assessment. So there will be a few days there that we're doing a lot of planning, some flying. We call it recon. So we'll put our divisions up in the air. They'll do a lot of flying up here to look at what makes sense from the air and then match it up with what makes sense on the ground. So that's a good overview of what's going on over on Branch 3. And then once again, bopping down to Division Zulu here. We still have a division down here monitoring where it's at. It's hung up right now. Things are feeling good, but we don't want to lose vigilance down there, so we're going to still maintain vigilance on that Zulu. Structure group we have, they've been moving from Branch 1 to Branch 3, helping out our ground resources, doing structure assessment. It's kind of a surge, we're calling it. So where they're needed, we're putting them there. So it's a structure group supervisor and resources, engines, water tenders, things like that to kind of bounce them around. We also have night division. We had a really successful night division last night. Fire conditions moderated quite a bit. And so they're going to be working over on the Charlie Delta this evening as well when we transition from our day to night. And then over on the Delta Hotel, we have structures up there. So they're giving us a presence on that as we spread them out through the night. And yeah, with that, end report for Gold Mountain.